The truth about happiness, 15 harsh but necessary lessons. Hello guys, it's often hard to stay on top of everything in the world around you. Sometimes life lessons have to be learned the hard way. Here are 15 lessons about life that I think everyone should know. These are not my opinions, they are facts backed by science and studies. I'm not trying to be harsh, but the sooner you learn them and adjust your life accordingly, you will be happier and more successful. Life is full of twists and turns, and it can often be challenging to keep your head above water. It may seem like there are no answers or solutions available, but during these times of distress, you face growth and long-term fulfillment that will help you live your best life. You will learn more about life's challenges and how to be successful by pushing through the tough times. The truth is that no one is happy all the time, but you can find some happiness if you seek it out in everyday moments. If you want to find some happiness during your day, listen on. As we learn more about ourselves and those around us, we grow happier with our lives. The first step. 1. Be aware of what's going on inside your mind and heart at all times. If you're not in touch with your inner self, you won't know how to handle every moment of life as it comes along. Only when we become aware of what is going on inside our hearts and minds can we truly appreciate that we are alive and well. The immense opportunity of life can only be realized when you understand what's going on inside yourself. The same goes for your state of mind as well. Some people let their inner turmoil and insecurities get in their way, while others take control and change the outcome in their favor. It all depends on your style and handling the unexpected obstacles life throws at you. 2. Be aware of your inner self. If you're not, time will run out on you. Without self-awareness, we wouldn't be able to tell right from wrong or even know what we want in life. We would just go along with the flow and live by our impulses, which isn't a very good way to live life. Many people believe they have no purpose in life or don't know who they are, and before they realize it, the time has passed them by. Time doesn't last forever, and you should be working towards a lifelong goal while it's still there. But time is fleeting as we grow older, so aligning yourself with what you genuinely can help make your time feel more fulfilling. Maybe that would entail some tough sacrifices at the present moment, like stepping out of a toxic relationship or fixing a bad habit. These sacrifices may sting now, but once they're done, you'll enter into an even happier era of your life. It's important to be in touch with yourself and your surroundings at all times. You won't know when problems will arise or what challenges will come up if you don't pay attention. Even small details can make a big difference in leading our lives and conducting ourselves each day. 3. If you want to make a change, you first have to look at where you are right now. Before we can create drastic changes or improvements in our lives, we first need to know what we're working with and what we've got to work with. We need to know where we are today before making it anywhere else tomorrow. You really can't go forward until you know where you stand. How do you expect to move if you don't have a starting point? If your life were a garden, it would be impossible to grow it if you didn't know what was planted there before. We all can do great things, but we first need to figure out what has been done before us and then build on that foundation. It's not about where you are right now, but rather where you want to go from here. 4. Don't be afraid to be yourself. You don't have to put on a fake front to fit in with others. It's normal to feel the need to belong, which is a trait that we share as humans. But if you don't stick up for what you believe in, you'll never find true happiness. Be yourself and be proud. 5. Find happiness in the little things. You don't have to seek out new thrills and excitement constantly. It's alright just to relax and enjoy a good book, or do something that makes you feel comfortable. When it comes to emotions, you are happier if you compare yourself to people less fortunate than you are. To be more specific, research shows that if you are richer than 75% of people around your age in your community, you will be less satisfied with your life than if you were in the bottom 25%. This research shows that people who are better off compare themselves to those who are better off, while most of the population compares themselves to people who are worse off. When it comes to happiness, this research shows that people are more concerned with rising above their current circumstances than they are with comparing themselves to others. When you compare yourself to people who have less, it makes your life seem much better in comparison. 6. Money doesn't buy happiness. You may think that money will bring you all of the happiness in the world, but it can't unless you learn to enjoy simple pleasures in everyday life. There are only 3 things that money can buy that are proven to make you happier: a nicer house, a better view, and a good night's sleep. A study was done in which people were given either $20 or $100 and sent on their way to spend it. The researchers found that people who spent the money on others were much happier than those who bought things for themselves. This is the one instance where having more money made people happier. Spending your money to benefit others will make you feel much better about yourself and bring long-term happiness. If you want to be wealthier in the future, look for ways to help other people now. It may pay off later. 7. The pursuit of happiness is the source of unhappiness. Almost everybody wants to be happy, but happiness can be elusive if you are chasing it all the time. The more you look for something, the less likely you will find it because once you get what you are looking for, you will stop looking. This means that working towards things like a new car or a well-paying job may make you happy, and you will stop trying to improve yourself once you have it. One study asked business executives if they would rather have $50,000 today or $100,000 in 5 years. They overwhelmingly chose the money now because of how far off the second option was. However, when the researchers asked the executives how they would feel if someone handed them $100,000 5 years early, they were much happier. If you have to work hard for something, it will not make you happy once you get it. However, things like free money that are freely given will always make you feel happy because of how little you had to do for it. 8. Money doesn't buy friends either. Although having more money than the average person makes you happier, there is a point at which this level of wealth has no effect on your happiness. In general, very wealthy people are much less likely to have close friends than those who do not have as luxurious lives. In a study, people were asked how much money it would take to get them to give up their best friend. The answers ranged from $50,000 to over $1 million, but no matter how high the amount of money was, they did not want to give up their friends. Money can't buy friends because the more money you have, the lonelier you are likely to be. People who have a lot of cash but no one to spend it with may feel empty inside, and without good friends, happiness will always elude them. 9. Great adventures lead to great satisfaction, not happiness. Although money is not enough to buy long-term happiness, it can give you one thing that people often mistake for the real thing: adventure. There are many times in life when taking risks and having new experiences will make you feel like you have never been happier. In a study, people were asked what would make them happier: a new car or a trip worldwide. Although most of the participants chose a new car because they wanted something that could last them for years, on average, it was found that they would enjoy the world tour much more. 10. Just because some things don't make us happy doesn't mean they won't improve our lives. Just because some things do not bring happiness does not mean that they are bad for you. Many people think that having material belongings will make them happier, but it turns out that this is not always the case. In fact, you can have too much of a good thing. This means that buying a new house, an excellent vehicle, or a big screen TV may not give you any more satisfaction than being able to buy pizza on Friday night. In the same way, having certain things in your life does not always make you happier, but it is still important for you to get them. Relationships with friends, family, and your partner are important for your overall well-being, but it is not always easy to find the time for them when you have work or school to worry about. 11. You can't have everything. This is perhaps the most important lesson on this list. It's certainly what I personally believe. If you want everything, you're going to end up with nothing. If you want a job, you have to go to school. If you want money, you need to work for it. No matter how much people try and convince themselves otherwise, happiness comes from different things for everyone. However, there are universal truths that can help you find what will bring you peace of mind. Realizing that happiness does not come from money or possessions is key to having a healthy, balanced lifestyle. Although it may be hard at times to learn this lesson, once you do, it will make life much simpler and easier for you. Once you are able to get rid of all the things you thought made you happy, it will be easier for you to find what does. 12. Don't be afraid to be yourself. You don't have to put on a fake front in order to fit in with others. It's normal to feel the need to belong, and this is a trait that we share as humans. But if you don't stick up for what you believe in, you'll never find true happiness. Be yourself and be proud. 13. Healthy habits for a healthy, happier future. The truth about happiness is that it starts with you. Do you take care of your body? Eat well, sleep well, exercise regularly? Remember, you only have one body. Early years habits dictate how your health will transform and grow in the future. Do you drink a full glass of water with every meal? Run or work out at least 3 times per week. Sleep 8 hours every night so that when it's time to retire from life at 70, your healthy self can be happy knowing they have stayed active their whole lives. 14. Don't be too tough on yourself. It's normal to make mistakes. Making mistakes can be really distressing, especially if your mistake has negatively impacted other people. But by beating yourself down, you're only making things worse. It's important to have a healthy attitude towards failure and remember that everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Don't let pessimism become your norm. Try to stay positive and don't be too tough on yourself. 15. Experience more, own less. The final lesson is not to let money become your drive in life. Realizing that life is more than money and material objects is a powerful way to stay happy throughout your lifetime. By putting some money aside for some great memories, you won't ever feel like you missed out on life. We all have our bad days, but it's important to remember that life is still beautiful. Be grateful for each moment and each day that passes because you'll never get them back. These life lessons can help change your thinking and make you realize that your life story isn't all bad after all. Will you apply these lessons? So what do you think of the list? Do you agree or disagree with any of the lessons? Do you have anything to add? Let us know in the comments section below.